Okay, so I told you I'm not coming to the wedding, right? You told me that you were thinking about it, but it sounds like you've already made a decision. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Mad. Like, I just, I've been thinking about it, and it's like, the stuff that we like talk about sometimes, you know, like some of the opinions are like kind of harsh, and like, I don't want to come face to face with people that like, don't really fuck with
Okay.
me, you know what I mean? No, I don't know what you mean. So you're saying that based on the stuff that we talk about on the podcast, that's why you're not going to come, like celebrate with me on like the most important day of my life because of like therapy. That's what you're saying. No, well, first of all, I thought that like, I heard other episodes where you're talking like, oh, if you don't really feel like coming, then you shouldn't come. Like, I don't want people to show up there just because they feel like they have to be there.
Yeah, but
so, that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, I don't really feel like I need to go. And I thought you would like appreciate the honesty.
Well, I do appreciate you letting me know that you're not going to go, but as far as like the honesty part, like I just don't believe, like if you don't want to go to the wedding, like just say you don't want to go, but like to make it seem like, oh, because you're worried about people confronting you about the podcast, like Steve, nobody cares.
Okay, all right, okay, fine. I just don't fucking feel like going.
Damn.
Okay.
Oh, well,
there.
I mean, when you say it like that, I said it. Like it's hard not for it to sound like a little bit offensive. I mean, like, it's okay if you don't go, but it's like, I almost would have rather you just came up with an excuse now. Because now it's just like, that's
what I tried to do.
You'd rather be doing literally anything else.
I mean, I thought you would appreciate, the honesty.
No, it's fine. I actually don't care. It's okay. it's fine.
Okay, cool.
Therapy. Season 3 of 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 Therapy. It's season 3.
So, in case anybody was wondering, what was going on with our boy Robert,
Robert
R. Kelly.
Sorry.
According to the LA Times, on September 14th, R. Kelly is found guilty of child pornography in Illinois and is acquitted of charges accusing him of rigging his 2008 trial.
Rigging the 2008 trial?
I
guess
they're...
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
You're good. Is 2008. Maybe that's like around the time the Boondocks episode came out, and like the whole thing with that, it's like they had a very clear videotape, like they were doing like a parody of it, where basically like it's very clear he's on camera like peeing on the little girl,
right? Yeah,
and like he didn't go down that day, so basically they just found out in 2022 that he didn't rig the trial, which is like understandable that like people would want to know that, because like how did he not go to jail in the first place,
right? Yeah. While you were talking, I was looking it up. So that episode of the Boondocks, it actually came out in 2005, where they're referencing R. Kelly, peeing on the girl,
right,
or whatever.
right.
So it's crazy. So apparently that episode came out in 2005. The trial was actually in 2008. So everybody already knew.
Right.
Like, I was young, so I didn't really get it. Like I just thought, I didn't even know R. Kelly was like actually accused of doing anything real at the time. I was just like, wouldn't it be funny if this is how a trial went, where he did this thing?
Yeah.
But it turns out he actually was doing that thing. But Editor
doing...
Derek, you have to confirm that.
Yeah, he was like, so basically the thing with R. Kelly is like, most people know this, but if you don't know, like that Surviving R. Kelly documentary that came out, and it had him going all crazy after that documentary came out.
Didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my film.
Robert.
30 years.
Documentary's called, we doing free promo, I guess. Surviving R. Kelly. And basically, the point of the documentary is like, if you didn't fucking hate R. Kelly before, watch this. Enter Usher clip. Basically, documentary details like how he was holding up all these women, and they were like chained up and locked up in his houses, and like he had security guards like keeping them in, like real like human trafficking type shit. Like it's bad. And like they were all like mad young, so he locked up until
his life's basically over.
At least like based on that sentence, he won't be eligible for release until he's around 80. So not only was he doing all that stuff, but he also like kept videos of it, of the kids and shit. So Motherfucker can rot, obviously.
Obviously, rot. Yeah. I'm just glad that, I see R. Kelly's name pop up on Twitter every couple months. Like, by the way, there's another trial happening. By the way, do you guys remember R. Kelly? Are we still bumping his music?
No.
Yes, no, maybe so.
Not at all.
No, I think we're pretty much over it. I think everybody kind of gets it at this point. So we can kind of close that chapter of, our lives. It's a shame. I feel like, for R. Kelly's sake, for the sake of his legacy, if all this stuff came out like after he died or something like that, then, we might have still been able to appreciate the music. But, unlike MJ and a lot of other, popular artists who, we didn't realize how controversial their life was until after they passed. R. Kelly, we took him down while he was still, kind of alive and kicking. So
Right.
It's tough. So I have a Joe Biden clip for you. I'm sorry. Is there a problem?
No, it's just like I get it. Like he's old. Like it's sad. Like I almost like we can talk about it because it's your show or whatever.
That's
but,
not
like I'm kind of just like I get it. Like he's too old to be president. Like
Right,
he doesn't
okay.
know where he's going. He doesn't know what he's saying. Like I'm just kind of tired.
No, it's
but like we can whatever.
no. That's not what I was going to talk about. I mean.
Okay.
I mean, since you mentioned it,
No.
Editor Derek, insert a clip of Joe Biden saying something crazy.
Gotta say hi to me. We go back a long way. She was 12, I was 30, but anyway.
But no, that's not actually what I wanted to discuss with you today. I have some great news from Joe Biden, actually.
Oh.
He has decided that the pandemic is over.
No
I don't know if you were still
way.
waiting around for the official announcement, but it happened in the past couple weeks, so I thought that's something that we should discuss.
Obviously, midterms coming up. Like,
Right.
he's gonna decide the pandemic is over. Like, obviously, he don't want red team coming out like, oh, y'all want to vote blue, but we still in a pandemic. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Right. So here's the actual clip.
All right.
Is the pandemic over?
The pandemic is over. We still have a problem with COVID. We're still doing a lot of work on it. But the pandemic is over. If you notice, no one's wearing masks. Everybody seems to be in pretty good shape. And so I think it's changing, and I think this is a perfect example.
Wow. So just like that.
Just
huh?
like that. Yep. Pandemic's over. Joe Biden said so. It's it's over. It's finito. It's a wash. It's cooked.
What's crazy? Like, in that clip, I consulted with the god of doctoring, Anthony Fauci.
Yeah.
There's no based on these statistics, these are the numbers, nothing like that.
Didn't talk with the experts. It's
Brandon just pops out and he's just like, you know what, fuck it, it's over. Ain't nobody wearing a mask, like whatever.
Everybody looks
decided,
healthy.
Thank you for asking. Next question. It's just wild, man. If it was, I didn't know it was that easy.
Yeah.
All he had to do was say so.
All he had to do was say so. It's kind of like when Trump came out and he was like, the reason why so many people are testing positive is because so many people are testing.
Right. Right.
And now Joe Biden's like, look around. Nobody's wearing a mask. Pandemic's over.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. He's like, shoot, man, I've been walking around for a couple of days and I just noticed ain't nobody got a mask on. I guess the pandemic's over. I was just waiting on somebody to ask, to be honest. I was waiting for the next 60 minutes, sit down or walk around. They were doing the walk around for that interview to prove that Joe Biden could still walk in a straight line. What I mean?
See, well, now you're bullying him and you said
You're
that you
right.
were over that.
You're
so-
right. You're right. Forget it. We don't have to talk about it anymore. I'm just annoyed because like Joe Biden literally just had COVID, but he gets over it. And now he's like, well, if I can survive it, anybody can. So I guess the pandemic's over.
Yeah. It's over. Joe Biden said so. It's over.
This is the type of story that you would think is fake if the Huffington Post didn't write a whole ass article about it.
Okay.
So, buckle up. I know you love headlines. So here's the headline first. Kanye West says he's never read a book.
What?
Quote, reading is like eating Brussels sprouts. So, there's that.
And this is from the Huffington Post.
Well, I want to make sure I attribute this to the correct source, right? It's the HuffPost. I can only assume they're the same thing.
Sounds like the same thing.
Articles by Jasmine Tolliver. We'll just do a little bit of it.
Okay.
Kanye West shared that he's repulsed by literature, comparing books to a vegetable often despised by children. During a new episode of the podcast that aired Friday,
no free promo,
the outspoken rapper told Aloe's Danny Harrison, Danny Harrison and Allison Wilson that he's never read any literature and prefers speaking instead.
That's not true.
Quote, I actually, I was trying to do a Kanye voice. I actually haven't read any book, West said. Reading is like eating Brussels sprouts for me, and talking is like getting the Giorgio Baldi corn ravioli.
I can't even tell you what Giorgio Baldi's corn ravioli looks like. Okay.
Yeah, we probably can't afford it.
I mean, you know, who are we to judge Kanye West and how he acquires his great wealth of knowledge?
Right.
If he, first of all, there's literally no way he hasn't read a book. His mother was an English teacher. He talks about it all the time in that documentary.
Yeah, he's definitely capping.
But I don't know. I mean, he's the genius. So, you know, who are we to judge?
Yeah, who are we? I mean, name one genius that ain't crazy. You know what I mean? I mean, like, you know, he's the guy. You know, he wear like 6 bills. So, like, who are we? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't eat vegetables.
Yeah.
Really, so
I mean, I eat, let's not get into that. But I mean, maybe I don't eat as many vegetables as I need to, but at least I read books. So, you know, I mean, I've got that on yay.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know if you heard about this, but Rihanna apparently is going to be performing at the next Super Bowl.
Yeah, I saw something about that, but I've been meaning to ask you about it because it didn't look like an official announcement, right? So there's this, Rihanna posted a picture on Twitter, probably one of the most liked pictures ever. It's just like her hand holding a football, and the caption is like a period.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know, she was like alluding to that, but it was like officially announced is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think it was either Apple Music or it was the NFL that confirmed it. So maybe like Apple Music is the official sponsor or host or whatever of the Super Bowl halftime show this year coming up. But yeah, I mean, it's like we say that it was pretty vague, but at the same time, like if millions of people like it, it's like, I guess that's what's happening.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I got the yeah. Oh, on the same day that she posted that picture, Apple Music, on their Twitter page, they said it's on. Rihanna will take the stage for the first ever Apple Music Super Bowl halftime show on February 12th, 2023. Okay, so quick question. What the fuck is she gonna be singing? Because she hasn't come out with an album in 6 years. Fact check me on that. You know, when you're editing, but I'm pretty sure
it's definitely been
last
over
album she dropped
half a decade.
It was that anti joint.
Yeah. Anti maybe.
I think it had work on it. You remember when work came out? You was still probably in college.
Yeah.
Early college.
2016.
So, I don't know what she's gonna be putting on. Maybe she'll perform a whole new album at the halftime show. That would be pretty crazy.
That would be crazy. I don't know if that's gonna. I feel like. Yeah, well, even though she hasn't dropped the album, maybe she's been doing collaborations with people over the past couple of years. I know she's jumped on some random people's songs as a feature. So maybe she'll do a combination of that, you know, maybe some special surprise guest along with, you know, some of the classics, maybe work. Maybe Drake pops up. That'd be cool. That'd be interesting. Actually, I don't know. Because, you know, she's had that baby. I swear she just had a baby.
You know, celebrities, when they got a baby, is that don't mean nothing to them. I swear. Beyonce got I swear Beyonce had 2-3 kids or whatever, and you never know. I swear she bounced back. She might have been cloned or some shit, because it's the way these celebrities,
it's
these
crazy.
women have babies, and then I swear a month or two later it looks like they were never pregnant. So I don't know if the pregnancy thing is a factor at all. But I mean, honestly,
probably won't be.
I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I just like seeing Rihanna generally, But yeah,
big Rihanna
Speaking
fan.
of Rihanna, we might be talking about her in a little bit because there's one more thing that I want to talk to you about.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so, obviously I follow you on Twitter,
Yeah, obviously.
and I saw that you were actually, you seem like legitimately upset about this Lizzo thing, and I'm trying to figure out why.
Okay, all right. So I'm not actually like mad about it. I just think that it's not a good look. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, I'm going to read your tweet so people understand how mad you sounded.
Well,
okay.
I mean, I was going to do that anyways, but if you want to read it, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
So the original tweet is, quote, history is freaking cool, end quote, at Lizzo. Of course, it's the nation's capital, so at Secret Service and at Capitol Police join her on stage. Why? Because she is the first ever to play President James Madison's 1813 crystal flute, courtesy of the Library of Congress. Super amazing to witness. Now,
Okay.
At Derek Pods.
All right.
Okay.
Yep, that's
you
my Twitter.
quote tweeted it, and you said this. My frustration with this isn't even about Lizzo personally. I just think throwing ass on a stage like this isn't a good look for black people.
Yes, and I stand by that.
It could have been Rihanna or Doja or whoever, just not a good look. Hell, if it was Chris Brown gyrating and crunking, it'd still be whack.
Right.
So, like,
What's wrong with that?
like,
Like,
okay.
do you disagree with any?
Hold on. So I
Okay.
hear you,
Okay.
but like, why do you care? I guess is my question.
Well, first of all, I think that why do you care isn't even like, is that even an argument? You could say that about anything that anybody tweets ever, right?
Well, I mean, me asking why do you care isn't me making an argument. Like, I'm not arguing with you. Like, I'm just like, it's just a legitimate question. You can answer whenever.
Okay. So you're right. First of all, like, I shouldn't really care. Like, it actually, in the grand scheme of things, like, it really doesn't matter at all. But I spend a significant amount of time on Twitter. Clearly, you spend, a decent amount of time on Twitter yourself. It was trending. I have a podcast.
Right.
I've tweeted it over 12,000 times. So, I just made a quick little observation and I gave my opinion on it.
Right.
I want to be super clear about this since you brought it up.
Right.
I don't care that Lizzo is twerking.
Okay.
I don't care that, like, it doesn't matter. I think that my issue is, and I think I elaborated as well as I could within, like, the amount of characters you can use on Twitter. Why there? Why at that time? Why with that thing? I just feel like, Lizzo is a prominent black figure, whether, we anointed her as that or not. Like, that's just the fact of the matter. And I think that when you are on a stage like that, when I say, like, in the tweet, I said stage like this, because if this was a Lizzo concert and she was playing a flute and twerking, like, who cares? You know, like, people paid to go see, like, that specifically. But I think to, like, pull something that is apparently this significant part of history. Like, I'm not even saying that I care about James Madison's crystal flute. I just think that if you're going to do something historic and have a black person doing it, it's like, why do you have to be, like, so scantily clad? Why do you have to be twerking?
Right,
and I made it clear that I didn't care what black person was doing it, because, like, I'm assuming you were going to mention the Rihanna thing. Like, would I be okay if Rihanna was doing it?
I mean, I would be.
It depends on how you define okay. Like, I'm not going to say, like, that should be banned, like, it shouldn't be allowed. And I'm not saying Lizzo shouldn't be allowed to do this either. I'm just saying it's not a good look for black people. Like, they give us the opportunity to do something historic, and, like, we just have to be throwing ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's my whole point. Okay. That's all I'm saying. Like, am I wrong? Am I bad for that? Am I automatically, like, an angry conservative?
Okay. All right. Okay. So, like, I hear you. Like, because that was, like, kind of your point with the Will Smith thing, like, it's cool to, like, slap a motherfucker if he's, like, talking about your girl or whatever, but it's like, don't do it at the Oscars.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like, it sounds like you kind of doing the same thing with the Lizzo thing, right?
Yeah, basically. And And yeah, I think that, they're both prominent black figures. And I think that when you're given the opportunity to take a stage like that, whether it be the Oscars or at the Library of Congress, given the opportunity to do something with something like that, why make it an ass throwing parade?
Right. Okay. All right.
Why?
So why? So you said your piece.
Mm-hmm.
I got to be honest with you.
Of course.
Sometimes I think when we get on here, like, people think like, we kind of piling on and like, we kind of two sides of the same coin or whatever. But I actually like pretty strongly disagree with you here. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Why?
So first of all, the Will Smith, the Lizzo analogy, I don't think necessarily works because we have a certain expectation of Will Smith, and him slapping somebody at the Oscars is a very shocking thing.
Okay.
So riddle me this, Mr. Therapy.
Okay.
Were you surprised when you saw Lizzo twerking while playing a flute?
No, I guess I wasn't.
Okay. And would you say that it ultimately helped or like hurt her career?
I guess when you think about it that way, I mean, there's really no downside for her personally or career-wise, no.
Okay, so you would agree that it is pretty on brand for Lizzo to take a moment like this and, not just be like, oh, look how wonderful history is, but to like, start twerking while playing the ancient flute. And by the way, like we kind of just breeze past this. The flute was like, I think it was James Madison's flute or whatever, who was the 4th president of the United States and owned slaves. So like, why the do we care about his legacy at all? And Lizzo like tarnishing it, you know what I mean?
Right. Okay. Yeah. So that, I hear you. That makes sense. My point was obviously, like I want to be clear about this. Like I'm not concerned with like the legacy of James Madison. I guess I was thinking of it from like a more bigger picture, like broad perspective. Like, if we're going to do something that is historic for America, because like obviously, a lot of people used to own slaves. We still have them on the dollar. You know what I mean? So like,
not my choice.
It wasn't necessarily about like his specific legacy. I was just thinking about like in the context of doing things that are making history. It's like maybe we shouldn't have Lizzo doing that. But what you're saying is, what else would you have a Lizzo do?
Right. Like, so like, what do you expect? You expect to go to the circus and not see like clownery? Like you expect to pull up a Lizzo video before you even start the video, you see what she's wearing. Like you know what's about to go down. Like, and just listen. We can just insert like a clip here of like how she sounds when she's about to do this very monumental thing.
Okay.
It's crystal. It's like playing out of a wine glass, bitch.
And like, how she sounded after she did it, right?
Yeah.
Bitch, I just twerked and played James Madison Crystal Super.
So like, like I get it. Like I didn't enjoy watching it. Like I don't see the like historical significance of it, and like why would I like voluntarily watch Lizzo twerk? Like if it was up to me, if you gonna have somebody do it, like I mean, speaking of Rihanna, I mean I would prefer her, but like I'm not mad at Lizzo, and like does it empower black people? I don't know, but maybe some little black girl will take music lessons, or maybe some little chubby black girl will feel better about herself, and if that's what it's about, then I mean I see it as a net positive. Like people are gonna hate regardless, so like I think of all the things to get mad at black people for, like I'm just respectfully asking you to let this one slide. You know what I mean?
Okay. You know what?
It's not that deep, right?
Okay. You're right.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And fans of Lizzo, and maybe, people that, weren't fans of Lizzo, but just, see something like that happening, the people that already hate Lizzo, they're going to hate it. And the people that already love Lizzo are going to love it. And, maybe there are some people in the middle that didn't really have an opinion of her, but see that and see her saying history is cool or whatever. And maybe if she's making people feel better about themselves, that's all that matters,
Maybe. Yeah.
But for the record, like I actually wasn't that angry about it. Like it was just a tweet that like I thought about for like a couple minutes, and I was just like,
I don't know.
I don't like the way this, I don't like the way this makes me feel. Like, it's not about Lizzo specifically, but I just thought, generally speaking, like, I want us to be, like, seen in a more positive light, but maybe what Lizzo was doing is positive for us in a way that I didn't consider. So
right.
I'm glad you brought it to my attention, Steve. Thank you.
Of course, that's what I'm here for, different perspectives and all that. And like, I don't want this to get lost in the conversation. Like, we're talking about a flute that was made or belonged to James Madison or whatever. Like, he owned slaves. So it's like, fuck him,
Right.
Like, I want, since we talking about it, like, I want the biggest, blackest woman, like the woman that he would find like most repulsive or he thinks would sell for the least at a slave auction. Like, I want that black woman like tarnishing all of his shit in the meantime. Like, I don't care if Lizzo twerks on President James Madison's grave, like, because he sucks as a person, probably. Like, you own black people.
Yeah.
Now Lizzo owns you, bitch. So sorry.
It's fine. It's cool.
That's probably a good time to end.
Yeah, we're good.
$400 in my bank account. Buddy, I'm not bothered if you don't think it's a great amount. I've been working like a dog, so I'ma make each dollar count. Now we'll stay locked in this room like it's okay, I'm calling out. Who's he calling out? I'm the greatest, I don't care, it's all relative. Hit me on the snap, call me bro, we not relatives. Ops got these bars that got me snoozing, it's a sedative. And if you sleeping on me like you buy, then we'll buy them. Over your head like it's Delta, not the variant. I'm a king, where's my chariot? And who carries it? Why my back hurt, man? I'm 25. I'm getting older, getting tight, my hand to God is do or die. There's not a chance, I'm too alive, I'm Willow Smith, I caught a vibe. You jaded, I'm like Jade, man, I love my dad. I'm not that guy. Struggle with the suit and tie, but I'm on a different grind. Got the same genes, but we grew up different, you and I. My potential is a ton, I'm the chosen, you a bum. You got heat, I am the sun. You the joke, I got the punch line. Doing this one night like tomorrow is my deadline. If this was a true fight, my victory's the headline. I'm shining like a headlight, you brain dead and got headlights. I'm head and shoulders above you, no need to boost my head size. Don't look back, you read right. Not everything I said's nice. It's season 3 of therapy, so get your head right. Rate me 5 stars. But I'm back on my bullshit. I be in my bag like I opened up the toolkit. You were just a student. I am rap game Yoda, cooler than a soda. I am making art here. You play with Crayola. There is nothing stopping me. Old school Toyota. Y'all make me laugh. You a trip. Well, that's fine, cause I'm packing light. With these bars, I'm packing heavy.